Hey guys, how's it going? It's Richard Plunky here from the Puppet and Geek, and today guys, we're taking a look at the Smart Security Camera by Swann. Now this camera right here is completely wireless, rechargeable, and easy to use and set up in your home or business. Now Swann has been in the security business for a very long time, and they've been producing security cameras for as long as I can remember, and they're one of the leading manufacturers of security cameras. Now this being their first smart security camera, that means it's completely wireless, it's easy to set up, and it just means it's hassle-free as well. Now that means you don't have to have wires running through your house to connect all your cameras together. You can actually set this all by yourself, and it's a breeze because it works with their companion app as well, where you can monitor and set up the smart security camera. Now I'll show you inside the box, however there's very little inside besides your camera, a couple of manuals, as well as your mounting bracket and your charging cable as well. So taking a closer look at the app works pretty well for what it is. It allows you to make all your small adjustments and tweaks to the camera, but I find it does need a little bit of adjusting through the devs for that, and I highly suggest Swann get on that right now, because the more you update it, the more you look at user suggestions and everything, the more it'll make the product well worth it, because the app revolves around the product so much. Anyways, taking a closer look around the app, you've got all your simple settings to your camera settings that allows you to adjust your individual cameras to its environment, as well as image quality and also sensitivity. Now you do have, going back in here, you can pair your camera activity as well, so your different recordings that are recorded and captured, which are stored in the cloud, and then you have your manual, about, and support from there as well. So what you're seeing right now is your dashboard. From here you can see all your cameras. Now given that we only have one camera, we can just see our outdoor camera. So let's click play on that, and that should give us an idea of what's happening outside. As you can see, it does take a little while to sort of calibrate itself, but it works pretty well, and I'm actually pretty happy with that. Now, so taking a look at our camera outside here, you can notice straight away that our image is flipped. It's upside down, and there's no ability at all in the app itself or on camera to actually have that orientated upside down or the right way up. Now, I do actually have the camera upside down, but it should allow me to give the ability to flip it. And as you can see here, how I have it mounted onto our mounting bracket, yes, I could mount it a different way, but I really wanted to mount it this way. So I suggest, in the next update, hopefully Swann can do this and allow us to flip the image. It's not too hard to actually do this in post-production, but it just makes it a bit easier, especially when reviewing the footage, because I have to sort of like tilt my head and be like, oh yeah, I sort of get it. But you can see the quality here. It gives us a brief idea of what it looks like. It gives me a super wide shot of our front door, as well as our little corridor as well coming through the garage, which is really great. Now what makes a big difference with this camera is that everything is all self-contained. This camera talks directly to my wireless router, and then that sort of distributes the push notifications and everything. It doesn't actually have to connect to its own home base and then connect to my main router. So saying that, the benefits of that is it's just these single cameras right here, so you can extend them quite easily. However, the downside for that is they are ever so slightly bigger, a bit heavier than some of the other cameras that you get out there, but also it is very limited to where your wireless router is and how that performs, because these cameras still need to talk to your wireless router as opposed to its own self-contained router, which then distributes the signal around your house or building. So far, battery life is great. It's really hard to tell how long it will actually last throughout the year, but it's also very dependent on how much motion it's actually capturing off the camera. So for example, if you had this in the back of your house and there wasn't much activity there, this could last you easily a whole year. However, if you had this on your front door and it was constantly activated by people walking in and out and capturing those moments, then it would last you maybe a couple of months, and then you'll need to recharge it. But the benefit of that is that it is rechargeable, so it's easy to do. Now this is a 1080p camera, so I was quite impressed with the quality that I got from it, as well as the night vision, as you can see here. So night vision performs really well in the darkness, as you can see here and also here. Now the infrared lights that are around the camera itself can also produce up to 10 meters in distance, which is pretty good. Now, one of the other cool things that it has built into this is heat sensing, which means that it can detect heat signatures. Now, I don't know actually how well that actually works. It's really hard to tell because, you know, sometimes you may have some really drastic movement in there and it'll capture it and send you a push notification. But if you have leaves blowing on the floor or something like that, it's not going to do that because it's not detecting any heat from that. And I did experience something like that with my Arlo product, which I won't talk about too much in this, which might be another video, but sometimes on a windy day, I would get push notifications to that camera because it was just detecting motion. So that's really great that it has that built into that. So overall, the smart security camera is a great way to sort of protect your home or business. It's all self-contained into this single camera, which means you don't have to actually buy anything else to make it work. You just get this camera, and then if you want to expand, you can do that as well. Now, I just had this on my front door, which meant it was just undercover. However, it is weatherproof as well, so it can withstand, you know, the harsh environments or whatever continent or country that you're in. But I didn't have any troubles with it, and it's pretty self-contained. You just want to make sure the rubber backing on here is properly sealed, because sometimes it cannot seal properly, and you know, if you did have this outside with rain, you could ruin it and void your warranty because water might seep into the charging port, and there seems like there's a reset button in there as well, which is exposed. So that's something to watch out and be careful. But you know, if you do, just make sure when you do charge it or take it out, just make sure you press that down securely, make sure it's all covered, and then you should be fine. So the mounting bracket works really well. Also, I didn't really use it where I had this particular camera just because it's really easy to grab. It's at a distance, or it's at a height where you can actually just stand and just grab it off the mounting bracket. So I'll try to avoid using something like this unless you had it at a really high point in your house or, you know, building. Otherwise, you can use the 1/4" screw right here and screw it as I had, like I did. It just makes it slightly less harder to actually take off. As opposed to just pulling it from, you know, the magnet brackets. Now, I forgot to mention a couple of things. The camera itself is amazing. You know, if the quality is really great, the sound is good as well because it captures sound. There is no two-way communication or anything like that. However, you can hear everything nice and clear, but the ability to record ongoing video would be amazing. And I say that is, you know, with these particular cameras that are wirelessly free, they try to, you know, optimize the battery life the most. So when there's no motion or no, like it's not capturing anything, it will go to sleep. And then when it gets detected or triggered or anything like that, then it will turn itself on, capture for a couple of minutes or a minute in this case, and then switch itself off, sends a push notification and whatnot. And then it will do that continuously if it does get triggered on and off. Now, I think in these particular moments where, for example, and these are from like past experiences with other cameras, if my camera gets triggered and I see it, it sends me the, you know, 1 minute video that I can monitor, but I would love to have the ability to be like, okay, record, like continuously record for that moment, just because whatever is happening at the house, like if my house is getting robbed, I would love it to continuously record, even if it doesn't matter if it chews into the battery. So then I have that part of, you know, that recording, if it's on the camera or if it somehow breaks it up and puts it up in the cloud. So I think having that ability to record as well ongoing would be great, given that you know that it will chew up into your battery and storage as well. So if you're continuously recording, it's going to actually just start deleting its past recordings, and I'm sure they'll figure out a way to do that. But I'd love to see that in future updates, and I believe it's possible because it can all be done through software. Anyway guys, this has been the Smart Security Camera by Swann. It's been a breeze setting this up and having it secure my home. And I know if you pick one of these up, you're gonna have the same experience that I did as well. Now saying that, I'll let you guys make that decision on your own by looking at the footage and seeing it and comparing it to other products out there on the market as well. At a 1080p camera with night vision, up to 10 meters, with heat signatures as well, it's a pretty good value for what you get in this complete contained unit. And you can see from the quality when you do compare it to other, you know, cameras on the market. It's a 1080p camera, it works extremely well, and also at night where it really matters, also when protecting your home and business. So I highly recommend it. Check it out, pick it up. I'll put a link down below where you can pick one up for yourself. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all about the Smart Security Camera by Swann, leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it. Anyway guys, my name is Richard Plunkett from the Puppet Geek. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. As well, make sure you hit that bell notification to be notified when we put out a new video as well. Thanks again guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.